Good morning, dear children of class 8. Today, we'll be learning about metallic and non-metallic oxides. So, you are very much familiar with metal. What are metal? Metal are those elements which are ductile, malleable, a good conductor of heat and electricity, which can lose electrons, and non-metals are those elements which are neither non-malleable, non-ductile. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity, and they have tendency to gain electrons. So, when metal combines with oxygen, what will happen? When metal combines with oxygen, they form metallic oxides. And when non-metal combines with oxygen, they form non-metallic oxides. So an oxide is a compound which essentially contains oxygen in its molecule, chemically combined. So it is not physically mixed. Okay, like that in air, oxygen is present, but that is physically mixed. But here, something is burnt. Say, for example, if I have to make metallic oxide, then that metal has to be burnt with oxygen. If I have to make oxide of carbon, then I have to burn carbon, then only I will get oxide of carbon. So burning here, mixing with oxygen or combining with oxygen means burning of metal or non-metal with oxygen gives oxide. So what is an oxide? An oxide is a compound which essentially contains oxygen in its molecule, chemically combined with a metal or a non-metal. And generally oxides are mainly of two types. Oxides are mainly of two types. They are metallic oxides and non-metallic oxides. So oxides are of two types. Metallic oxides. How are metallic oxides formed? When metal combines with oxygen, metal plus oxygen gives metallic oxides. And non-metallic oxides, non-metal plus oxygen gives non-metallic oxides. Now let's see metallic oxides. Metallic oxides are formed when a metal reacts with oxygen on heating or without heating also. Sometimes the metals are highly reactive, so without heating also they combine with oxygen. For example, sodium you don't have to heat. Sodium, when comes in contact with air, it forms oxide. Aluminium also, then sodium, potassium also. Some metals are there which are highly reactive, which comes in contact. Say for example, you are keeping iron outside in moisture, then it also reacts with oxygen without heating. Some of the metals, they need heating. Some metals, they do not need heating. So without heating or with heating, when metal comes in contact, when metal reacts with oxygen, they form metallic oxides. Metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, aluminium, iron, lead, etc. react with oxygen to produce their oxides. So metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, aluminium, iron, lead, etc. react with oxygen to produce their oxides. So here you can see some reaction. Sodium, Na, the symbol for sodium is Na. So sodium, when combined, sodium when comes in contact with oxygen, if you keep sodium metal outside in air, it forms sodium oxide. It forms sodium oxide. So you may be thinking that why this 4 is in front of Na. This 4 is coefficient, and this means 4 atoms or 4 molecules of sodium. So 4 molecules of sodium combines with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Calcium comes in contact with oxygen and forms calcium oxide. Copper comes in contact with oxygen and forms copper oxide. So here in case of calcium you have to heat. In case of copper also you have to heat. In case of lead also you have to heat. So in case of sodium you don't have to heat. They react without heating. So some metallic oxides are also formed on heating, metallic carbonates, nitrates, etc. So some metallic oxides are also formed on heating, metallic carbonates, nitrates, etc. For example, Lead nitrate on heating produces lead monoxide. Lead nitrate on heating produces lead monoxide. You can see the reaction here. Lead nitrate, what is the formula for lead nitrate? PbNO3 whole twice. On heating gives lead monoxide, which is yellow solid. You can see a white solid. So while teaching you the characteristic of chemical reaction, I said you in some of the chemical reaction color changes. So here white solid is converting into yellow solid, so there is color change. And then nitrogen dioxide, evolution of gas. So nitrogen dioxide as well as oxygen gas is formed when lead nitrate is heated. So on heating nitrates or carbonates also we can get metallic oxides. Then lead carbonate on strong heating produces lead monoxide. Even lead carbonate on heating gives you oxide. So it is not always that metal combines with oxygen and forms metal oxides. Sometimes metal carbonates or metal nitrates on decomposition also gives metal oxide. So how can we get metal oxides? What are the different ways of getting metal oxides? Metal, when comes in contact with oxygen, with heating or without heating, gives metallic oxides. Or sometimes metallic oxides can be formed from metal carbonates or metal nitrates also. So you can see the lead carbonate on heating gives lead oxide, that is yellow solid, along with carbon dioxide gas. Limestone, when heated on decomposition, it gives calcium oxide along with carbon dioxide. Most of these metallic oxides are basic in nature, hence called as basic oxides. So why they are basic? Because they can convert red litmus paper into blue litmus paper. They can convert red litmus paper into blue litmus paper. So they are basic. Okay, base, they are soapy to touch. They are soapy to touch. When you happen to touch sodium oxide, aluminium oxide, all these metal oxides, okay, they are soapy to touch and they are slippery also. So they are basic oxides, basic in nature, hence are also called basic oxides. So what is the other name for metallic oxides? The other name for metallic oxide is basic oxide. Some of these basic oxides dissolve in water to produce soluble bases known as alkalis. Some of these basic oxides dissolve in water to produce soluble bases known as alkalis. So all basic oxides are not soluble in water. Some basic oxides are soluble in water and they are called alkalis. So what are alkalis? Alkalis are soluble bases. So I may ask you a question, what is alkali? Alkalis are water soluble bases. That means all bases are not alkalis, but all alkalis are bases, because all bases are not soluble in water, but alkalis are water soluble bases. So when sodium oxide when comes in contact with water, if you put sodium oxide solid in water, it dissolves to form sodium hydroxide. When you put potassium oxide in water, it forms soluble potassium hydroxide. That means it will completely dissolve. Then sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are strong alkalis. They readily dissolve in water. They are highly soluble in water. They change the color of indicators. So I said you basic oxides or alkalis converts red litmus to blue, red litmus paper to blue. All alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis, because all bases are not soluble in water. So my dear children, mind you one thing, all alkalis are bases. All apples are fruits, but all fruits are not apples. Similarly, all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Why? Because all bases are not soluble in water. Now, ammonium hydroxide NH4OH is a weak alkali. Here, if you go thoroughly in this molecular formula, N is nitrogen nonmetal, H is hydrogen nonmetal, O is oxygen nonmetal, H is hydrogen nonmetal. Then how come it is alkali? Because alkalis are water soluble bases and bases are metallic oxides. Alkalis are water soluble bases and bases are metallic oxides, and here is no metal at all. Then how it is alkali? So it is alkali because NH4 positive, NH4 ion is a positive ion. NH4 ion is a positive ion. So it does not contain any metal atom in its molecule, but it has a group of non-metal with positive charge. So why it is alkali? Because group of non-metal, it has a group of non-metal with positive charge called as ammonium ion. NH4 ion, positive charge radical, positive charge ion. That's why alkali. So what you need to know now is bases will have positive charge. Cations are bases. Cations are bases. So NH4 plus ion, because of this positive charge being the group of non-metal, it is alkali. So basic oxides react with acids to produce salt and water. Now how do we get basic oxides? When metal comes in contact with oxygen, with heating forms metallic oxides or basic oxides, and then by the decomposition of metal carbonates or metal nitrates also we get metallic oxides or basic oxides. Then these metallic oxides or basic oxides, when reacts with acids, when you put acid over them, then salt and water is formed. What is formed? Salt and water is formed. So base plus acid gives salt and water. Base plus acid gives salt and water. You can see the reaction here, the example. Calcium oxide is a basic oxide, and hydrochloric acid, when calcium oxide, that is basic oxide, that is base, combines with acid to give calcium chloride plus water. Calcium chloride plus water. Again, copper oxide plus sulfuric acid gives copper sulfate, which is a salt, and H2O, which is water. So when base combines with acid, it gives salt plus water. So here calcium chloride is salt and water. Then again in B, copper sulfate is salt and another is water. Now metallic oxides like zinc oxide, lead monoxide and aluminium oxide are called amphoteric oxides. So metallic oxides like zinc oxide, ZnO, lead monoxide, PbO, and aluminium oxide, Al2O3, are called amphoteric oxides. So why they are called amphoteric oxides? Because they react both with acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. My dear children, remember one thing, metal oxides, okay, metal oxides generally reacts with acid only. Metal oxides, the basic oxides, generally reacts with acid only to give salt and water. But some of the metal oxides are there which reacts with acids to give salt and water, and which reacts with bases also to give salt and water. These type of metal oxides which can react with bases as well as with acid to produce salt and water are called amphoteric oxides. So what are amphoteric oxides? Amphoteric oxides are those metal oxides which can react with acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. You can see here, zinc oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride, which is salt and water. Again, zinc oxide can react with sodium hydroxide, which is a base, to give sodium zincate, which is salt and water. So zinc oxide reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce a salt, zinc chloride, while with sodium hydroxide, a base, it produces a salt, sodium zincate, and water. Similarly, lead monoxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to give lead chloride and water. Lead monoxide reacts with sodium hydroxide, which is a base, to give sodium plumbite, which is a salt, and water. Then aluminium oxide also reacts with acid to give aluminium chloride and water, and aluminium oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide as well to give sodium aluminate, which is a salt, and water. So can you give three examples for amphoteric oxides? Yes, they are zinc oxide, lead oxide, and aluminium oxide. So zinc oxide, lead monoxide, and aluminium oxide can react with acid as well as with base to produce salt and water. That's why these lead monoxide, aluminium oxide, and zinc oxide are also called amphoteric oxides.